It is April Fools, and that means it's time to look over some of the April Fools bits you may have missed if you've recently returned to the game. Hopefully, in the meantime, we'll also get this year's event with some new bits and bobs added too, so keep your eyes peeled, we could have a few videos coming your way. Join Goat Field is where you can get the Unundead Goat Class. This is a seasonal class, but it does feature some fairly tricky requirements if you don't own the original class. We'll show you those in just a moment. Last year, the Hollowborn No class was added over at Join Try GVE and dropped by Gramiel. Note the Hollowborn No class is rare. You cannot get it anymore. That is the green red tag, but you can still get the No Hollowborn class armor, which is seasonal, as well as the pitchfork. Anyway, so back to Goatfield. This is the clip I recorded last year, which is why we're going to be looking a little bit different, and it's going to be ever so slightly more laggy. You're going to see two quests here. You can either do Cheeseburger Lover. If you have the original Undead Goat class, you need to do one of these two quests in order to unlock the shop to actually get the Unundead Goat class. Or alternatively, you can instead go along and accept the extended vacation quest. And as you can see, there are some nasty little requirements attached to this, which we'll go through. The Dragon of Time armor you get through doing the Dragon of Time quest chain. That's over at Join Time Inn. If you would like a cottage, you can buy that at Buy House. That one's nice and cheap, only 1,000 gold. I'm sure we've all had a cottage at some point in our Adventure Quest lifespan. If you would like to get gold vouchers, there's various different ways you can do them. Loads of different merch shops have them. I tend to go Alchemy Academy, and you can pick up your 500k vouchers within this shop right here. You can get your goat bones from the Chaos Goats over at Join J6 Crews. You'll have to defeat a fair few of them, but once you've stacked up enough of those bones, that'll be your next item. Join War Undead and speak to Artix. Click on the Lich King option, which will teleport you to the monster you need to drop the Necromicon. The Lich King will drop it, but from memory, it took ages. You will also need the Blade of Ore if you've not gone along doing that quest chain. Again, it's a tricky one, but you can do that over at Join the Museum. You should now have access to the shop where you can go along and pick up the class and other related items. As this is seasonal, you have got a bit of time every year to be able to go along and farm for it. However long Adventure Quest will be in existence for. So there you go, nice and seasonal, and there's your undead goat. You will also, if you do go back into the quest, have an interesting little one right here called Eat Grass. If you would like to eat some grass, you can quite simply do that by clicking on the blue arrow on the right hand side of the map. You may be wondering why you want to eat grass. It is because it will unlock you Run Around. When you complete the Run Around quest, you will get yourself a load of rep in Goat, which pretty much puts you straight to rank 10. I did have rep boost on at the time. You may be best advised to do the same thing just to ensure you get to the rank 10. To be honest, it was so long ago I did this, I can't really remember. Or if 302,500 rep is what you need for rank 10. Who knows? Either way, once you do that, you'll get yourself the goats to display on your char page. Right, let's talk char page badges. For this, we've gone to Joe King, and hopefully the video quality has got better because I'm not recycling old footage. So, you need to join a garden quest and do the announcer's quest. This is for the Super Slayin badge, and it's really straightforward. You just need to defeat each of the different monster types as you're going through. I'm really speeding it up in the background just because I wanted to get through this one. But as you can see, once you get to the bottom quest, this is the important one. This is the one that will reward you the badge. Head to the right and defeat the prince. He is like a corn prince, would you believe? Don't join the other maps like I was trying to for some weird reason. And once you have completed that quest, turned it in, you will automatically get yourself a char page badge. We'll have a quick look at each of these once we've unlocked them, just to show you that they are appearing for a bit of proof and evidence as we're going through. So into achievements, and then right there is Super Slayin. Next up, we are joining Battlefools. You want to teleport to 2011, which was the Derp event, and the Derp song plays on repeat in my head. I was literally singing it last night. You need to defeat the Rainbow Derpicon until you get a very specific Rainbow Derpicon Guard right item. Accept that and head to your house. You now need to display this mighty Derpicon in your house somewhere so you're able to click on it. And when you do click on it, you will unlock the Derp quest. Well, you won't unlock it. You'll have the Derp quest available to do. All you need to do for this is go back to a garden quest and head inside Scissorow's Forge and defeat this sketchy chicken cow. You may need help if you're a low level like Joe King. Once you have done that, you will complete the Derp quest. You need to make sure you're turning this one in, and once you've done that, not only do you unlock the other house guard item, you will have unlocked a char page badge. For the next 5 or so seconds, I'm open to taking guesses on what the badge may be called. If you have no ideas, well, the spoiler alert, it is the Derp Badge. Who saw that one coming? Right, we have got a third char page badge to go and look at, and that is going to be at Join ebilart. Out of the 3, this is the trickiest one to do, but in order to get to the quest that we need, you first will need to make sure you have completed the quest chain here. For anyone that has not done that, I will be completing it in the background as a little mini guide and walkthrough. So first up, you're defeating these gorillafants, and once you've done that, we need to speak to Robina AI and also the Artix AI. Head round to the right, you'll find Artix, and Robina is in the starting room that we just were in a moment ago. Fortunately, the story quests here do go through in quite a logical order. So next quest is here. You want to get the clone cores. You get them from defeating these clones on screen. Once you've stacked up enough of those, that will be quest complete. We've then got work in progresses. I presume that's what it's standing for. Head back to the starting room and click on the 4 mouse icons with the blue arrows. Once you've got all 4 of those, that will be yet another quest done. We can then accept this nightmare quest. What you want is to get some ribs. Head through all the way to the right into the next room that is now unlocked, and you'll find yourself some skeletons. You need to defeat enough of those skeletons to get enough of the ribs for the quest to complete. We then will speak to Gravelin in the same room, and also Sally, and once you've spoken to those 2, we can move on yet again. This time round, you may have guessed, we're going through the gold door to the right hand side of where Sally was, and you'll find these little fishies swimming. Defeat the fish, and that will be another quest done. We're now moving on to 2 literal, where you'll need to speak to Warlick and also to Cicero, or the AI version of Cicero, which is pronounced really weirdly. I don't know how we're going to say that. When you've done that, we have the oversaturation quest. Defeat more fish until you get your flavouring, and then head back to the left and defeat some more skeletons to get the rest of the items that you need. Once you've done that, you have very nearly completed the quest chain here. There is still the boss quest you need to go through and do, so that is pull the plug. I did have to walk all the way back to the start of the map to be able to accept that quest, but that could have just been a me problem. Head through to the room that is now unlocked north of the fish and defeat the boss. Now, let's talk char page badge, because this is how you go about getting your char page badge. Once you have completed the quest chain I've just shown you, you need to come to this room right here. After around 5 seconds, you will see a very suspicious looking Anomiko appearing on the right. Accept the glaring errors quest and head back to the first room. You need to go in your advanced settings and hide the UI. This will turn off everything, and I also recommend hiding monsters as well. You now need to click exactly where I do to find all of the reality errors, or if you'd like to go through follow them yourself, you can also do that. So you've got 2 on this branch up on the top left. We're then heading down to where Robina is, and you can click on the sketchy looking floor. You then have a sun in the sky over here, which we want to click on, and you're also going to click just here to the left hand side of the tree. You want to click on these numbers that are on the tree trunk here, and there is another sun on the right hand side of the map, and we've got another set of numbers over here, which takes us up to 8 reality errors in the first room. Next, we move into the second one. Click on the upside down skull. You can click on the Starbucks coffee label, which is wrong, and it's the same on the cup as well. Then the last one in this room is going to be this kind of seat, which is big and red. So click on that, and that is up to 12 out of 17 from the second room. Lastly, and certainly not least, we have everything else located within here. So first of all, you've got this floor arrow that you need to click on. That does definitely not exist at the normal Shadowfall map. You've got this dark patch. Click on the flag, which is different up the top. There is this dark section right here in between these kind of bones, and this flame is upside down. Once you've done that, that is 17 errors located. You can turn the quest in, and that is your final char page badge for this video. Well, thank you very much, folks, for watching. Please do leave a like, and of course subscribe. I'll be back for another one, which I'm going to assume is going to be this year's April Fool's Bits.